Okay, guys, so this is a pretty difficult piece. I'm not going to lie. Okay. So, the reason why I'm starting talking about it right away is because it's a pretty long one. We have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 measures. All right. And three separate lines of music. Some things to talk about before we actually start talking about the playing stuff. We are in 3/4 time. That means 3 beats per measure. And we're in the key of D major. We know that because there are two sharp signs right next to the clef. And the tempo we're at is majestically or maestoso. Okay. So this will be kind of, think about a majestic march or something you would see a monarch walking through the city as they enter their town, saying hi to their, the little people, if you will. So think about that kind of tempo. Bum, two, three, bum, 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 bum. And that's kind of how this is going to sound like. But anyways, we'll go over the pitches together and what's going to happen rhythmically. So the first two measures, we have a half note and a quarter note, low A. That's going to be the first finger on the G string. So it's D, A, D, A. Notice that D is longer because it's a half note. Then measure 3, we have D, E, E, F sharp, D, D, E, F sharp, down, up. Okay, the markings are there for you just in case, right? And then we have another half note D to that low A. So here are the first four measures. D, A, D, A, D, D, E, F sharp, D, A. Okay, I would focus your attention once you get the first two measures like kind of figured out. Work on the next two measures, 3 and 4, and make sure that measure 3 is specifically done well. D, D, E, F sharp, down, up, and that rhythm. Then you have that same kind of rhythm with quarter note, eighth quarter note for the next two measures, of measures 5 and 6, where you have in the last measure of the first line and the first measure of the second line, D, D, E, D, down, up, right? And then the same rhythm, but it starts in a down, another down bow, down, up, E, E, F sharp, E. So we have D, D, E, D, E, E, F sharp, E. Then measure 7 and 8. F sharp, G, F sharp, E, 2, 3. Now that measure 8, that is the third measure on the second line. That's a dotted half note E, first finger on the D string, and that gets 3 beats of sound, all right? Notice that there's no other note there, and there's no rest because dotted half notes get 3 beats. Then we have measure 9 and 10. They have the same rhythm. In fact, it stays that same kind of rhythm with eighth, quarter, eighth, quarter. Starting on measure 9, we have F sharp, G, A. Okay, so that's that fourth finger A, violins, violas, while everybody else, cellos are playing open A. So F sharp, G, A. Then we have B, A, G, F sharp, G, A, B, A, G, F sharp. Then measure 11 and 12 on the next line, the first two measures. E, F sharp, G, G. Then we have the fourth finger A again. A, G, F sharp, E, or open A for cellos. Then we have, let's go back to measures 9 through 12 real quick, where we have the eighth note, quarter kind of thing. F sharp, G, A, B, A, G, F sharp, E, F sharp, G, G, A, G, F sharp, E. Then we have measure 13 and 14, same kind of rhythm. D, E, D, D, G, E, F sharp, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And the last two measures, F sharp, G, E, D, D. And you should end on a up bow for that dotted half note, D. So that's the rhythms for all of them. Let's go over to see what it's supposed to sound like for your recording. I'm going to go at a slow tempo, or I'm going to go at the tempo that's required for this. And I'm going to, for the maestoso majestically tempo. And then I'm going to add some extra recordings as responses to this Flipgrid for a slower tempo so you can practice along with me. So here it is on the violin viola, okay? Okay, so here we are at 80 beats per minute. That's a majestic or maestoso tempo. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that was on the violin viola part with that fourth finger A. You might have noticed that on measure 9 and 10 with that fourth finger A, F sharp G, A, I went to that first finger B on the A string, and then open A after that rather than another fourth finger A. So it'll be the fingerings from measure 9 and 10 would be 2, 1, 4, 4, 1, open, 3, 2, okay? So here it is now for the cello part. Here it is on cello at 80 beats per minute, maestoso, majestically. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And there you have it. So those are what your recording should sound like if you want to play it to the tempo that is marked for a maestoso. That's 80 beats per minute. Of course, I always suggest that you start practicing at a slower tempo for as you beginners start to get better and better at reading music and playing a little bit faster. Just make sure you can internalize that melody and what it's supposed to sound like, especially on the rhythms that you're playing, not just the pitches, all right? And I suggest working on it 2 measures at a time, working on those little sections. One little trick I would also tell you to do is mark all your bow markings that are missing. For example, measure 1 has the first note as a down bow marking on that note. Then it has that low A with the number 1 on it, but you can put a little V above it to remind you it's an up bow. So mark everything with the down, up markings. And that way, when you go to rehearse a specific spot, you can actually work not just on the rhythm, but the bow you're supposed to be using in what direction, because not everything starts on a down bow for every measure. So anyways, work hard, practice a little bit at a time, practice along with my recordings. That way you can always rewind and fix something that you may have messed up on, and tune your instrument. That'll help you a lot. And don't be afraid to ask questions in your little description section when you guys submit recordings, or just say them in your recording out loud so I can kind of hear what you may be struggling with specifically. So anyways, good luck in recordings, and I can't wait to see them. Have a good one. Okay, so here's the tempo, 60 beats per minute for the 322 Music for the Royal Fireworks. Play along with me if you can. For the violin viola, obviously. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And there you have it. All right, so here's the recording for the cello at 60 beats per minute for 322 music for the Royal Fireworks. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Three. 1, 2, 3. And there you have it for the cello. Good luck.